Hello and welcome to this session, friends. My name is Yogesh Kumar. In session today, we are going to discuss about ZFS on Linux. The major things we are discussing today are installing ZFS file system and performing basic administration on Red Hat Enterprise Linux or CentOS 7. So let's begin, friends. In theory, we will discuss what is ZFS, what are features of ZFS, how to install it, then we will do practical stuff. Okay, so first thing, what is ZFS? So friends, ZFS stands for Zettabyte File System, and ZFS is combination of volume manager and file system. To explain it better, if I give you example of LVM, so LVM is logical volume manager, and your file system may be ext2, ext3, ext4, or XFS. So if I give you example of Veritas volume manager, it's volume manager, and your file system is VXFS. So you can see volume manager and file system, they are different components. But in case of ZFS, that's combination of volume manager and file system. I've listed couple of features of ZFS, but they are not limited to whatever I have documented here. Okay, the first thing which I already explained, it is integrated volume manager. You don't need to have additional volume manager to create ZFS. It supports different type of compressions. Compression mean whenever data is getting written to your ZFS or ZFS file system, it will be compressed the way you specify compression mechanism or algorithm. It supports multiple type of algorithms. I can discuss more on this in practical session. ZFS supports snapshot, and snapshot can be exported to different system easily. What is snapshot? Let's say you are going to do some patching activity. You can take a snapshot of your file system. In case you want to revert, with single command you can revert to the previous state at the time where you took snapshot. So that's a very handy feature. Next feature, ZFS supports different level of RAIDs. So it supports RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 6, RAID 7, RAID 10, multiple support level, friends. Okay, next thing, file system check, which is FSCK, can be done online on a zpool. So zpool I will discuss in next sections what is zpool basically, but you can do file system checking online. In ZFS term we call it scrubbing or scrub. Okay, ZFS supports hot spare devices, which other file system supports too, but I have just listed because that's a ZFS property. Okay, next thing, I have documented it twice. Sorry for my mistake, but it again supports compression. Okay, next thing, ZFS capacity as on date is 256 zettabyte. So you can think like what a huge capacity ZFS can support. And that's per pool basis. Single pool can be 256 zettabyte big. If you want to create multiple pools on a system, that's up to you. Okay, ZFS is very lightweight file system. What it mean? Basically, file system creation is very lightweight. Whenever you create a file system, let's say you created a one volume, and when you start formatting, depending upon your file system size, formatting may take a long time. Let's say for terabyte file system, it is going to take 10 minutes. But in ZFS or ZFS, that's very quick. The time when you clicked file system creation, it will be automatically formatted using ZFS file system. So you can see the benefit. You can quickly create volume and format it automatically. Okay. So next thing, we are going to discuss main terminologies of ZFS or the building block of a ZFS. Okay, so first thing is pool or zpool. Some people say it's pool or some people refer it zpool. Okay, zpool is a basic building block of ZFS. A zpool made of one or more disk or devices. If I give you example in old way, let's say your volume group. So your pool is something you can say volume group, or in case of Veritas, that's say again VG, volume group. In LVM again you call it VG, right? So you can say let's say VG. I have listed couple of properties of a zpool. Every pool name should be unique, and a unique UID is allocated to every zpool. Zpool can be imported or exported from or to a server If your Z pool is created on a shared LUNs, you can export it to any different system which have ZFS support or ZFS packages are installed. Okay. Next thing, if pool is exported and you want to re-import, you can import it by its UID. Okay. Pool can be imported in read-only mode. Let's say you don't want to write any data, you can import the pool in read-only mode, so you can only read the data. You can implement RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 6, RAID Z2, RAID 7, RAID 10, up to you. FSCK or scrubbing, they are similar terms, happens on Z pool level. So your file system, let's say some file system corruption happen, you can repair it at Z pool level. No need to run FSCK on individual file system. Next building block is VDEV. VDEV is virtual dev. What it mean? It can be your disk or devices. You can say that's something like PV in LVM or Veritas disk in case of Veritas Volume Manager. If I'm just giving example, so it makes you comfortable to understand the terms. VDEV is basically your disk or file, which you can use as VDEV. Then I have mentioned next thing, log devices. Log devices basically ZFS supports ZIL, which is ZFS intent logging. It is useful when you want to increase performance of your ZFS file system. So usually people choose SSD drives as log devices because log devices need to be fast if you want to improve the performance. Next thing, cache devices. Cache basically, if you add a cache, it will add, you have to add storage to use L2 arc. So it again a good feature if you want to have more cache for your file system. Next thing, ZFS file system, or in ZFS we call it dataset. So dataset is basically your you can say LV, logical volume in case of LVM, or Veritas volume in case of Veritas Volume Manager. So that's again the file system where we will be storing our data. And as I mentioned, whenever you create a file system, it will be automatically formatted quickly. That's the reason I said ZFS is lightweight file system creation support. Okay. Next thing, to install ZFS on Linux, first thing you have to update your system, then reboot it. And here with this command, package cleanup minus old kernels minus count 1. What I am specifying, remove old kernels, count is equal to 1. Let's say my system got 3 different kernels, so it will remove only one previous kernel. So if you got multiple kernels, you can change the count, but in case of my test server, it got only one previous kernel. Okay, next thing, you have to install EPL release, RPM, and kernel development. No need to install kernel development separately, but again, that's a documentation. Once that done, you have to install ZFS repo and install ZFS package, as I mentioned in step number 5. Once that is done, you have to enable the ZFS services and perform preset on couple of services, as I mentioned in step number 6. Then reboot your system. After that, your ZFS will be installed and configured. Then you can perform your technical things. You can create Z pool here. How to create Z pool, how to create mirror Z pool, how to create RAID Z, how to check Z pool status, how to check Z pool properties, how to export a pool, how to import a pool, how to create a file system, how to set quota. Quota mean you are setting a limit on a file system. Like this file system can use this particular capacity of a Z pool. So quota. If you want to change mount point, let's say, because whenever you create a ZFS file system, it automatically mount it on /pool name /dataset name. That's a format. But if you want to customize it, let's say you want to mount a ZFS file system on /test file system, you can change the mount point property. And one good thing, no need to update your etc fstab file because it automatically managed by Z pool cache thing. So no need to do manual file system tab file modifications. If you want to enable compression, let's say in this example I am just enabling compression on using gzip mechanism. So it supports different mechanism. I will show you when I'm performing steps technically. If you want to take snapshot, this is the way. If you want to list snapshots, ZFS list minus T snapshot. To destroy a ZFS file system, these are the commands. To export or import zpool, I have repeated it again, sorry, that's my mistake, ignore that. How to remove a zpool, you can destroy a zpool. So let's begin technical session, friends. This is my server which got Enterprise Linux installed. If you see, this is on VMware. It got CentOS, which is Enterprise Linux, CentOS version 7.3, and that's code name is core. So whatever I'm going to discuss, that will be 100% similar on Red Hat. But please be noted that Red Hat not supports or provide support on ZFS, because ZFS got licensing thing, and as of now ZFS is not supported by Red Hat. If you got setup where you don't need Red Hat support, or you can manage the setup yourself using open source thing, then go with ZFS. Otherwise, if that's a production system, I don't recommend. So it is only if you want to play with ZFS things, if you want to learn ZFS on Linux. That's the whole purpose of this video. And do your testing, consider everything that you're not going to get support from Red Hat as on date, because Red Hat is not supporting. So do same thing on your production. So that's up to you, you are decision maker. Okay, so let's begin technical session. As I mentioned, first thing, we have to update our system. I already update, but let me do it again. Yum update. So if you see, there is no package marked for update. I'm already on latest kernel, which is 3.10.514, Enterprise Linux 7, 64-bit. Okay, so no need to reboot because I already rebooted my server. So now I'm going to clean old kernel packages. Let me show you how old kernel packages looks like. If you see here, this is kernel 514, which is active kernel. Sorry, this one, because that was a kernel header. This is kernel 514 and this is 327. It means I got one old kernel package here. With this command, I'm going to remove it. Package cleanup, old kernel, count 1. So I'm saying yes, remove it. Yeah, it is confirming it is going to remove 327. Saying yes here. So package is erased. Let me recheck. If you see right now, only kernel 514 is available. Other kernel gone. Okay. So let's say something new. Maybe you have not used this command, so just keep a note of this one. Next thing, I am installing kernel development and EPL release package. Pressing enter here. So it is getting installed. It may take a couple of minutes. Okay, that's good. It's finished. If you see, both packages installed and got updated. This was from extras repo and this was from update part. Okay, that's good. Next thing, we have to install ZFS release package, which means we are basically configuring the repo which got ZFS. Pressing enter here. So it's getting installed and it's going good as of now. Okay, it's done. So let me run yum repo list. Yum repo list command is used for checking what repositories are configured on system. If you see, this is a new repository which just got configured with the previous command which I executed by installing ZFS release. Okay, so now our server can communicate with ZFS on Linux for EL7 repo. So let's install ZFS package. To install it, yum install ZFS. -y is for yes. Pressing enter here. So it got a lot of dependency packages. It is getting installed. I'm just pausing this video. So let it finish. So installation is still going. So I'm just pausing video again. Sorry for that. Meanwhile, installation going, maybe you have heard or seen this term first time. Maybe a couple of you guys. DKMS. What is DKMS? So DKMS stands for Dynamic Kernel Module System. So what it mean? You can manage kernel packages or kernel modules dynamically. So that's again a good feature. That's a different way to manage your dynamic kernel packages. So that's one of the dependency package for ZFS. So it is getting installed now. Okay, so that's finished, friends. If you can see on my screen, DKMS, which I explained, the dynamic kernel module system that installed, and this is the ZFS package which basically got installed. These are the libraries and other dependency packages. Okay, so we are good. Next thing, we have to set up these ZFS services because we are running this on Linux. So depending upon your Linux time, you have to enable these services. Here I'm just presetting these services. You see symbolic links are created, so this command finished successfully. So yeah, so that's good. Next thing, we have to enable ZFS import scan service. That's basically scan the devices and import. So here it also got enabled. Next thing, we have to enable ZFS cache. As I mentioned, there is no fstab file related with ZFS. In case you are using legacy ZFS system, then you have to update, but by default you don't need to update etc fstab. So it use cache. So I'm enabling this service, cache import cache service. So this is also done. Okay, so let me run one command, zpool list. Maybe it will say modules are not imported. Yeah, if you see, it is saying modules are not loaded, but I'm sure once I'm rebooting or I reboot the server, then this module will be loaded default. But still, if you want to check, you can manually import the modules if you want to avoid reboot. Otherwise, reboot will fix this issue. So modules are imported now. Let me run zpool list. If you see, command finished successfully. Right now there are no zpools. So, but as I said, let me reboot my system to confirm after reboot ZFS is coming up clean. I'm pressing enter here and pausing my video for and waiting for system to come up. So this is a VMware machine. If you see on my screen, the machine is coming up. So this is CentOS 7. It will come up very quickly. Okay, OS is up. So let's try one putty session and log into machine. Okay, friends. So I am on machine. Let me try zpool list command now. If you see, command is working. Now this time it not said okay load module, because we already done presetting of services and enabling the service. So once our reboot, it automatically starts the services. So we are good at this point. So now next thing, friends, you can check modules using ls mod command and grep ZFS. You see, these are the ZFS modules which are loaded on this system. So let's begin performing some zpool creation and ZFS. See, yeah, I'm going to discuss very basic things. So don't consider this is a troubleshooting session because my main intention to show you how you can create zpools, how you can create ZFS, how you can do basic administration stuff. So if you want advanced detail, you can refer ZFS man pages or you can refer ZFS website for more details. So let's begin basic thing. As I mentioned, this whole setup is on VMware. So I'm going to add couple of disks which we can use for zpool creation and performing other zpool stuff. So first thing, I'm adding virtual drives. Here I'm adding 500 MB drives. Let me add 5 drives. Each drive will be 500 MB capacity. So that's for testing. I believe 500 MB each drive should be sufficient. So adding drives here, 0.5, which mean half of GB. Next, finish. So one drive is added. Let me add other drives. I'm just pausing my video, so because that's unnecessary things for you to see same repeated steps. Friends, so we are good. If you see, 10 GB was my operating system drive. After that, I have added 5 drives, each 512 MB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So clicking OK. So next thing, we have to rescan the drives at OS level. Other thing I can do, I can just reboot my system, but I want to show you how you can rescan the drives without rebooting your system. Let me show you as of now how drives are visible. So you can run lsblk command. You can use option dash SCSI, which scans only SCSI devices. If you see right now, only SDA SR0 is CD-ROM. So let me pass echo parameter to host / host 0, because I know my drives are connected to host 0. Clicking scan. Okay, so disks are scanned. Let's run lsblk again. If you see now, there are 5 new drives, these ones. So it means our drives are scanned. Why I was aware that's on controller 0? If you see, that's 0 0 at the beginning, that's a host 0. So I was aware I have to scan host 0 only. Okay friends, so drives are scanned. Let's begin steps to create a Z pool. So let's create one Z pool, name Z pool create simple pool. That's a pool name. Basically you can give any name to pool, simple pool, and in this pool I'm going to add only one drive, SDP, pressing enter. If you see, it gave error because there is no labels. Basically it is saying it not contains EFI label, but it may contain partition. That's a new drive. That's a good idea to check partition. You can run fdisk on this one to ensure like there is no required or used partition on your drive. But as I added these drives manually, I'm sure these are drives which are unused. So I can use -F. That's for forcefully doing the stuff. So if you see a pool is created, you can check pool status, zpool status. It will tell you, okay, this is the pool name. Pool is online, mean working pool, and this is the VDAB inside pool. Okay, so if you want to see more detail, like what's the capacity of pool, you can run zpool list. If you see, the pool capacity is 496 MB, and this is the fragmentation, this is the capacity 0% used, this deduplication data, health is online, alt root is null. That's for if you're running or mounting this on for OS partitions, that's alt root is used. Okay, so we have created one simple pool. Let's add one mirrored pool. To add a mirrored pool, you have to run same command, zpool create. Okay, next thing you have to tell pool name, mirror pool. Let's name it mirror pool, and you have to say it is mirror. That's a keyword for mirrored pool. Okay, then you have to specify your drives. Let's add STC and STD, because I'm sure these devices are of same size. For mirroring, it's recommended to have same size, and so let's press enter here. Again -F we have to use, or we have to create partition on everything, or we can override because these are new. It is saying mirror pool name is reserved. Okay, if you see, that's a reserved parameter. Let's name it mirror Z pool. Oh my god, mirror Z pool is also reserved, friends. So that's name it Z pool mirror. It's the first time I am receiving this error. Okay, if you see, I have just changed the words. I have named it zpool mirrored. Let me show you properties of this one. As I mentioned, you can run zpool status. Once you run this command, it will show you all pools. If you want to see only one pool, zpool status, you can specify pool name for which you want to see the status. Okay, for this zpool, it is mirror 0. Mirror 0, don't think like that's a RAID 0. Mirror 0 mean if you add multiple mirrors, that will be mirror 0, mirror 1, mirror 2, and this is a mirroring. And to confirm, let's run zpool list command. If you see, in this pool we added 2 drives. That's a RAID 1. That's the reason it is having 496 MB capacity, not 1 GB. Okay, so it makes sure the mirroring is successful. So this is a way to create a mirrored pool. Let's take another example. Let's say you want to expand your pool. Okay, let's take example of first pool. Let me clear my screen. Okay, so we can use drive SDE. So let's say we want to add one drive, zpool pool name, add new drive SDE, which we want to add. ZFS, so it is giving error. Okay, let me see. zpool. Basically we have to expand the pool, friends. So it needs to be zpool add pool name, then your device. Okay, so I'm using -f because this drive is not formatted. -f. Okay, so if you see this command finished, let's run zpool list. This pool should be approximate 900 MB now. You see that's 992 MB. It means we have added one drive. So this is RAID 0 now, you can say, because that's a concat. Let's run zpool status on this one. You see it got two devices, and if you compare, on the mirroring one it was showing mirror 0. Here it is showing nothing. It means that's RAID 0. So you got concat. Okay, next thing, like similar way you can create RAID Z, RAID 2Z, different RAID things. Next thing, let's say you want to check properties of a zpool. So to check properties of zpool get all pool name. This will show you all properties of zpool. I'm just piping it to more. You see what is the size of pool, what is the capacity used, all truth, yes or no, health is online. This is the pool unique ID, UID. Okay, and version nil, bootfs, delegations, auto replace is off, fail mode is wait, list snapshot is off. So if you see all these features which are related to pool are there. Read only is off. If I make or turn on this option, pool will be in read only mode, so you can't write anything. And these are multiple feature, friends. If you see, this is the pool name, this is the feature or property, this is whether what's the value or properties on or off or what are the values, and these are the sources, default sources, local sources. Okay, so next thing, if you want to list only one property, you don't want to see all properties, how you can do that? Instead of get all, get property name. Let's say you want to check what's fail mode option. Okay, ZFS get fail mode, simple pool, your pool name. If you see value is wait, here if you can see it is wait, so you can fetch single property. Okay, so next thing, let's say we want to export this pool. Right now if I run zpool list, there are two pools. Let's say I want to export this particular pool, mirrored pool. The zpool export pool name, pressing enter. If you see, this pool is not visible now on this system, right? It got only one pool now, simple pool. Mirrored pool is exported. If you want to see what pools are in exported state, which you can import on your system, so run zpool import without any option. It will not import anything, but it will tell you like these are the pools which you can import. If you see, now it is telling this is a pool which can be imported on this system. This is the pool ID, state is online, it got these drives. So if you want, you can import this pool, zpool import. You can import it using pool name or ID. So I'm using pool name here. Okay, now run zpool list, pool should be there. If you see, pool is there. Okay, so when you create pool, it automatically create one mount point, because see, in case of simple pool, it got one mount point / simple pool. Whatever the pool name, mount point will be that that name. Okay, so next thing, to let's say you want to mount this particular pool file system. You see it's unmounted. Okay, so ZFS mount -a. So this is the command which you can use to mount ZFS file system. Mount -a, if you run on Unix file system, it mounts all the file system in FS tab. But for ZFS, you have to specify ZFS space mount -a. Let's run df -h. If you see, this file system is mounted. Okay, that's good. Next thing, let's discuss how you can create data set. Okay, so let me create ZFS create. This is the pool, or let's take simple pool, and I'm creating file system fs1, or you can say data set. Okay, So this is created. If I run df minus h, if you see automatically file system is created, no need to format, it's automatically formatted. I can write anything. Let me mkdir/test1. If you see, the file system is readily available within second. No need to format the file system because it's automatically done by ZFS. That's the beauty of this ZFS file system. That's the reason that's used on big data stores. Okay, so file system is created. If you see, by default it mounted it on pool/fs name, and you want to mount it on some different file system. Let's say one ls-l/testdir. If you see, directory not exist. Okay, let me mount this file system on testdir, and that's the beauty of ZFS file system. It automatically creates mount point if mount point is not there. So ZFS set mount point. That's again ZFS command. I will explain you. Let's say we want testdir, and this is the pool and file system name. Pressing enter. If you see, this is done. Let me run df minus h. If you see, this file system is now mounted on testdir, and whatever the pool capacity, file system can utilize all space unless you set quota. If you set quota, you can use the space which you specified in quota, because see, if you see the size, that's 960 MB it can use, let me set quota. ZFS set quota, QUATA is equal to, let's say I want to make it 200 MB. Okay, so now quota is set. Let me run df minus h again. If you see, now this file system capacity is 200 MB. By setting quota, you can limit the file system usage. Okay, so that was the one thing. Next thing, if you want to take snapshot, how you can take snapshot? So ZFS snapshot, your pool and dataset name, which is this one. This is the pool name till here. This is the dataset name. At is like for snapshot. Let's say I want to name it snap1. Pressing enter. If you see, snapshot is created. If you run ZFS minus list, okay, it is not listing snapshot, right? So to list snapshot, minus t snap. Minus t means type. It will list the snaps. If you see, this is a snapshot which we just created. In case you want to revert the snapshot, you can easily create volume from the snapshot or convert it. That's again handy feature. Next thing, let's say you want to share this pool on NFS. Let me run export fs minus v. Right now, no file system shared. Let's say you want to export this particular pool on NFS. So you can set ZFS set share NFS is equal to on and your pool name, pool and dataset name. This is done. Export fs minus v. If you see, this is shared. So what it means, no need to update export fs file. So you can use a feature. If you see, this is done by ZFS property. And one thing you may be thinking, how I am aware, this is the, I have to run share NFS or what are the property. As I explained you, to get ZFS zpool property, similar way you can get ZFS properties or ZFS file system property, ZFS get all, and your pool and file system name. I am piping it to more. If you see, these are all properties. When file system was created, what is the used, what is the available. If you see, it's 200 MB, which we set quota. And this is the quota limit, reservation none, mount point is this one, share NFS is on, checksum is on, compression is off. Okay, let me show you how you can enable compression. Compression means whenever data is getting written to this particular file system, it will be compressed using the algorithm which you specify. So let's enable compression. Same command. You can set compression is equal to on. It will enable the compression. And to check it individually, you can use get command, ZFS get compression on that particular pool. If you see, compression is on. Now you want to know what all type of compression this zpool supports. To do that, the easy procedure, you can check man pages, but easy procedure, let's say you type some random thing. It will tell you with error, compression can be on, off, or these are the compression algorithms which support it. L, Z, ZB, GZIP, GZIP 1 to 10, 1 to 9, ZLE, LZ4. So these are different. Let's say I want to set compression to gzip. So whatever data is getting written, that will be not zip data, but that's a compression algorithm. Your data will be same. If you see that is not going to be a zip file always, but that will be compressed using this gzip algorithm. Okay, so this is done. Let's check property. If you see, that's gzip now. Okay, next thing which I want to explain, you can run zpool history command. This command is very handy if you want to know what happened, what changes done by anyone on your pools. If you see the simple pool, we created zpool by using this command. Then we added one drive to this pool. Then we created this particular file system, changed mount point, set quota, snapshot, and changed these particular file system. And similar thing for other zpool. We exported that pool, imported. So that's very good thing. So you know what all operations have been done on your zpool. So that's for system administration. Next thing, let's say you want to delete your snapshot or volume or zpool. How you can do that? Let's do it on a simple pool. So first ZFS list -t snap. You see this is a snapshot. First we can delete this snapshot by ZFS destroy your snapshot. Okay, if snapshot is deleted, let's delete this file system now. File system is deleted. Let's remove this zpool now. So pool is destroyed. Zpool list. You see only one pool now available. So that was the basics of ZFS, friends. Other thing I want to tell you, if you want to check what is your zpool version, because zpools also got versions like in LVM, LVM1, LVM2, or VXFS. You got VXVM version 4, 5, 6. So similar way zpool works. So zpool upgrade, that is not going to upgrade, just upgrade -v. It will tell you what is the version. If you see 28, these are the features in each version. So that was initial version, then ditto block, hot spare added, this zpool history feature added. So everything is there. And same thing with ZFS. Zpool is zpool, ZFS is your file system. These are the options. Okay, now one thing I want to tell you, this whole ZFS session, try it on your test server first, as it is not supported by Redhat at present. So don't run on your production system if you want Redhat support. So that's for your own R&D purpose. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any query or any suggestion, just post a comment on my YouTube channel. Do subscribe to my channel if you want to stay updated whatever the latest video I am posting. So thanks again. Thank you, friends. Bye bye.